Hello and welcome to my brand new channel where I am pledging this year in the year of 2025 to post 52 videos at least once a week with the goal to really just be using YouTube as a seed starter to a lot of the goals that I have in my own personal life. So one thing that I've really wanted to do, I've actually done before. My wife and I have done this with some of the plants behind us, but I've seen people use seeds, actual physical seeds, to kind of represent and metaphysically be a catalyst for some of the goals and things that they want to do in this life. So to that effect, to give an example, if your goal is to increase your finances, maybe get a better credit score, get a savings account, do all those sorts of things, you may write that down. You may grab a pot with some soil, grab a small little plant that you bought from the store and say, hey, this is going to be the plant that's going to represent my finances. And as you water that plant, as you care for that plant, continue to focus on your goal of, increasing your credit or doing whatever it is that you set out to do. But those two things, your seed that is your goal and the physical seed that is the plant, you really get to experience them grow together. And it's kind of this really cool, like, metaphysical way of being intentional and putting focus on your goal, and also using a cool way of bringing life to the things that you're setting out to do. My wife and I, we've done this before with some of the plants that we have behind us, and they've grown beautifully. I feel like our life has grown beautifully. And now to that same effect, I'm hoping to experience some big growth this year. And I think YouTube would be a really cool way of tracking some of that, of being open and honest with the world. So yeah, I'm really hopeful and in expectation that this is going to be a great year, not just for this channel, because that's not necessarily my main goal here, is to just grow a YouTube channel and be a YouTuber, but it's really to be a better husband, a better father, a brother, son, friend, employee, all of those things. And I think YouTube will just be a really cool way to kind of share my journey, share some of the things that I've learned and experienced along the way. I don't really know exactly what every video is going to entail. I feel like a lot of it is just really going to be my thoughts on things that I've experienced, learned, or maybe have come across, whether it be in books or on the internet. But I am excited to share. And there are really three reasons why I want to share. The first one being to open up to the world. So I wholeheartedly believe in karma, reciprocity, whatever you want to call it. But I truly feel that what goes around comes around. I've experienced it. We all experienced it. There really is no denying it. And in today's world, with there being so much information, I've definitely found myself feeling a bit more of a consumer than a producer. And again, that's natural. There's so much information out there. Even in my job, I work in the tech space, so that is constantly changing day in and day out. So whether it be learning machine learning or learning Gen AI, I'm constantly going online, seeking out information and pulling from sources. If I'm in my free time, I may be scrolling social media, having a laugh, or reading a book, watching a show, always in that state of consumption, which I think is very easy for people to fall into. So with this YouTube, by opening up myself and sharing and posting, I really believe that I'm going to be putting myself out there in a different way, opening up my arms and saying, hey, I'm in expectation of more. Here is me, essentially, kind of giving myself to the world, giving myself to the forces that be, and really just hoping that what I receive back is the same amount of goodness and positivity that I'm trying to spread out there. Yeah, being open is super important, and it's something that I've struggled with as a self-proclaimed introvert. It's hard to sometimes find your voice in a room, but hey, I'm in a room right now and I'm the only voice, and this is really a great way to be open and honest without the fear of having to maneuver the, social nuances of this world. So yeah, I think this is really going to be a great way for me to open up all of this, be free, let myself just talk and yap, and whoever's out there listening is listening, whoever isn't, and there's really no fear here. So I'm excited for that. That kind of goes into the second thing that I really want to accomplish, which is to hold myself accountable. So in one light, I really want to open up to the world, but on the other end, what am I doing for me? How am I serving myself by making this YouTube account? And holding myself accountable is first and foremost the number one thing I'm really looking forward to doing for myself, where this page, it's going to be impossible to hide. I mean, not just myself and my opinions, but it's going to be impossible to hide the fact that I'm literally posting or not. So if I said, which I did, I'm going to post 52 videos a year, well, guess what? If it's week 26 and I'm 20 videos in, well, guess what? I missed 6 videos and I got some catching up to do. So this is really the perfect way to make sure that everything that I'm planning to do in my personal life comes through fruition. Because, hey, if I'm working on this YouTube and I'm being consistent, well, then that really should just trigger something in me to work and be consistent in all of the other aspects of life that I'm trying to grow in. So whether that be my own personal finances, my family life, create better relationships with the people around me, work harder, seek out a promotion. One should not be able to go too far without the other. And again, that's really the intention behind this, is to make sure that as I'm progressing either in my personal life, I'm progressing in YouTube. If I'm progressing in YouTube, I'm progressing in my personal life. These are 2 seeds that are planted at the exact same time that I'm in expectation, again, are growing in the same rate or at the same rate. So holding myself accountable is the second thing that I really want to keep track of. The last thing that inspired me to start this page is that this is a new creative outlet. So I, again, am in the tech space. I'm a very analytical, I would say even sometimes overthinker, and that really lends myself to be living in that logical side of my brain. I don't know if it's left or right, but regardless, either the left or right side of your brain is for like that logical, like analytical thought processing, and the other side is for that creative kind of free flowing processing. And that creative free flowing processing is something that I've really struggled with, honestly, since leaving high school. I mean, when you're in school, when you're a child, you're in art classes, you're drawing, you're having fun, you're being free. And then you get to middle school, high school, you're still required to take at least one art here or there. And then in my case, I took music and I stuck with it all the way through. So played the viola, played the cello, and then ended my last 2 years of high school playing string bass, which was incredibly fun. Looking back at it, I really didn't appreciate it for what it was until after the fact. Once you get to college, then you're not as creative. You're finding ways to be creative by like literally just hanging out, partying, doing whatever it is that college kids do. And then you graduate, you come into the real world, and you notice, damn, I haven't written anything with a pencil in months. That was something I had to face. It wasn't something that I particularly enjoyed. I tried to get back into music to exercise that creative part of my brain. I've been journaling on and off for the last few years, which has been incredibly helpful. But I really want to stick to something. I really want to have something that is like my creative outlet. I think that YouTube is really the perfect media form for me, because I do really need to open up more, hold myself accountable, and it's brand new. I love trying new things. I love being in the early phases of learning, because I feel like the growth is just like exponential, where you kind of experience a little bit of understanding, a little bit of fulfillment, and then boom, it feels like out of nowhere, you can really just kind of take off and run with something. And it's at that kind of inflection point that like the joy that I feel is at an all-time high. I can remember even specifically with playing lacrosse, and ironically, again, I didn't even really plan this, but having this lacrosse shirt on, it was in my freshman year of high school where I first picked it up. It was fun. It was cool over the summer. Played in the summer league, and then by the time I was a sophomore, I definitely felt this kind of boom of wow, this is actually something that I enjoy. This is something that I love, and it really gave me a lot of fulfillment, honestly. Not just playing the sport, but learning it. And I'm hoping that YouTube, the fulfillment isn't necessarily from whatever I produce or whatever growth I experience, but it's really from the learning that you get. Because I think that's really a big chunk of what the creative process is all about. It's all about learning. It's all about failing and being vulnerable. So to that effect, I am here to essentially fail and be vulnerable just on the internet, which sounds crazy, but I really do believe that it's going to be something that helps me to open up, stay accountable, be creative, and achieve all the things that I've set out to do. So yeah, that's kind of my spiel on this inaugural video, the genesis of my YouTube channel. Not really sure exactly how to end this. Again, something that I'm going to be trying to work on and get better at. But I do want to thank everybody who stuck around, watched this long, listened this long. And the plan is to see you next week and for the next 51 weeks. So thank you.